Over the course of televised history, the presence of children entertainment has remained a consistent market in the media industry. Cartoons, as an individual's first exposure to media, exemplifies perfectly the strong presence of societal values, more specifically gender norms. With every generation, a strong sense of pride in a variety of cartoons is evident, and it becomes obvious of how strong an influence these animations have in the development of an identity. Gender norms specifically are easily identified, and specific roles are taught to boys and girls. Until recently, these roles rarely deviated from societal expectations.
Hate your hair, not likely. Yikes, 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 and let me guess, you have a great personality.
This past decade, however, we do notice a shift, as more characters exhibit ambiguous or gender progressive traits.
That makes you look like a girl.
Am I a pretty girl?
One such cartoon is Hasbro's My Little Pony. Exhibiting strong gender progressive images and embracing the perplexing nature of its fandom has arguably made this show the most influential cartoon on conceptions of both masculinity and femininity in contemporary televised media. During this presentation, we'll discuss the strong gender progressive themes of individuality, sisterhood, and even social and political efficacy. We'll also examine the fandom and what commentary it may have on contemporary conceptions of masculinity. From the very first episode, each character exhibits very different personalities.
My name is Twilight Sparkle.
Twilight Sparkle embodies a value in intelligence, and while at times overtly detail-oriented, she still recognizes the value in putting forth an effort to be understanding and accepting of others' views. We have the active Applejack, who values hard work and independence. She often provides an honest voice of reason, and though she sets standards for herself that is on occasion impossible to achieve, she embodies a determination to be the best that she can be at everything she does. And then we have Rainbow Dash.
The one and only. What, you heard of me?
Rainbow Dash demonstrates a strong value in setting goals to ultimately achieve one's dreams. Though often competitive and openly narcissistic, she makes sure that the admiration she receives is well-deserved. This highly fashion-conscious pony demonstrates value in grace and wits. Though at times self-centered and dramatic, she's naturally generous, and often prioritizes the needs of others before herself.
What's your name?
I'm Fluttershy.
I'm sorry, what was that?
My name is Fluttershy.
Didn't quite catch that.
This softly spoken pony is an animal lover. Fluttershy believes in treating all living things with love and tolerance. Though she occasionally struggles with self-confidence, her natural kind nature always inspires those around her to value the simple concept of being nice. And then there's the often hyperactive and frequently nonsensical Pinkie Pie. Her ultimate aspiration is to make sure everyone feels loved and takes great joy in making others smile. Each pony expresses a different definition of femininity. A book nerd is no less feminine than a shy caregiver, and a competitive athlete is just as much of a girl as a fashion-conscious drama queen. The unique nature of the show creates an atmosphere in which the normative position is female. The main ponies, the majority of the citizens, and even the ruler of the land is female. That isn't to say that males do not exist in the world. However, the characters are in minimal roles. They tend to be flamboyant, dim-witted, or completely emasculated. By creating this environment, absent of male influence, the idea that girls do not need a prince to become a princess is set forth. Any girl can achieve her goals with the help of her friends and a strong sense of determination. This show is based on the adventures of Twilight and her friends as they discover the importance of compassion and understanding. Conflicts naturally arise, but rather than pitting the characters against each other, the show focuses on creative ways to resolve the conflicts that ultimately strengthen the friendships. In addition to strengthening the relationships with one another, the ponies discover on many occasions the value in showing compassion towards their enemies, and that befriending them is a more preferable route than any sort of aggressive confrontation.
Treating Discord as a friend, she got him to realize that friendship was actually important to him, and something that once he had, he didn't want to lose.
Go on, say it.
All right. Friendship is magic.
See, he can be a real sweetheart once you get to know him.
As the name of the show suggests, there is a special concentration on the magic of friendship. It becomes evident that friendship is ultimately the most powerful force in the land of Equestria. When you consider the whimsical settings, bright colors, and female characters, one might assume this show is strictly enjoyed by young girls. The surprising and perplexing nature of the fandom is that the show is becoming a rising intrigue of young adult men. These self-proclaimed bronies happen to be the show's most dedicated fan base.
Talking about the bronies.
What's a brony?
Somebody who likes cartoon ponies.
Oh, you mean like little girls?
No, adult men.
What? That's what a brony
A
is?
study recently conducted by the University of Georgia found that out of the 200 fans that were surveyed, 86% were male, 84 identified as heterosexual, and the average age of a brony was 21.
No, there are some pastimes that really tap into what it means to be a girl.
What?
Can grown men love something that was designed for little girls? Something like My Little Pony?
I was in a battery shop, an industrial battery shop. The salesman who had tattoos and big beard, I heard him say, "Are you an actor?" And I said, "Yeah." "Are you in My Little Pony?" And that's when I realized that perhaps I had fallen into a bigger world than I thought.
But what does this perplexing surge of male viewership mean? Why is the show so popular with straight males? And why are they so pridefully vocal about it?
Earth would a grown man want to watch a television show about magical talking ponies learning the importance of friendship?
You got 6 different characters and they've all got their one main defining characteristic, but that's not the only thing they do. They actually allow interpersonal conflict. I think just all around it's really well made and not pandering.
Do you feel like being a brony is more about the show itself or about the mashups and the message boards and the surrounding fan culture?
I think at least for me, and I know for a couple others, that it's more about the community. They like the show, but they love the community. It's been a place that a lot of people could go for emotional support in dark times when they didn't feel like they could really get it elsewhere.
Bronies want to celebrate, actually celebrate, not ironically celebrate, the show's themes, characters, and ideas as a community. And they do this using image macros, fan fiction, music, costumes, radio shows, and a huge amount of fan art. Like, huge.
I think there is a sense in which there's a desire to catalyze that and to make that, a kind of way of working out problems with gender. If they feel that they're not, included in this more feminized society, or what they think of as more feminized society, or that there's a kind of inclusiveness that is allowed, would be what I would say.
It's a great show.
Although the brony presence is vast, the culture is still in its infancy, and this fascinating cultural phenomenon is still largely unstudied. And while a large population still find this masculine interest in these colorful ponies ultimately confusing, and though perhaps the show and culture hasn't yet fully developed into the larger social picture, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic and the brony culture provides a refreshing take on concepts of gender, suggesting that maybe, to some degree, gender equality is within reach. And although maybe a children's show isn't capable of changing the world, it gives us hope that one day, we as a society can loosen the restraints gender imposes on us.
Make me feel alive, I wanna shout it.
While this show may not be for everyone, we encourage you to take a moment and give it a chance. Maybe you'll find yourself joining the herd.
In your hair, get your boots on, dear, cause we're going out there. Don't care about the dress code, put it on, let's go. Girls go wild, cause we're going out fresco. Ha! No need to perform. Hands on our bodies, gonna keep us girls warm. We need social reform, cause we're just so criminal. Linguist subliminal, damage is minimal. Top percent, our largest fraction. Massive attraction, girl action. Stop that, I'm gonna need a reaction. Drop that, you already got your reaction. Me, I'm gonna keep on smiling. You're gonna need restyling. I got a quote back from the jeweler. You're getting 20% cooler. Yeah, own this beat. You can call me the king or the ruler. Filling on bass, get horse in the mind.